Welcome back to the Ranking Every Shotgun in Call of Duty series. This is part one where we are going to go from number 35 all the way down to 1. But if you want the full experience, part 2 is at the top of the description. We start at number 78 and we work our way down to 36. Yes, there were 78 shotguns and a few real rules of the series. We don't do underbarrels or attachments or anything like that. It had to be listed in-game as an actual shotgun. So if you guys enjoy these ranking series videos, these massive ones, drop a like. Let me know which one you want to see next, and make sure to check out part 2 before you watch part 1. I mean, I guess you could watch part 1 and then you could go back and see where I ranked the first half, but that kind of doesn't make any sense. So yes, we are going to start at number 35. Modern Warfare 2's 2022 Lockwood 300. This might actually be a hot take. I think the Lockwood was a really good double barrel weapon. The damage and range are nutty if you can stay on target. The movement penalties aren't very heavy for basically anything. Modern Warfare 2 is a very slow-paced game. While that did make a lot of the shotguns feel underwhelming, it made the Lockwood a good choice. We're still not even in the top 30 yet, so I'm not going to say the Lockwood 300 was top tier, but I think it gets written off a bit too easily. At number 34, the Black Ops 3 Banshee. Energy shotgun, super unique. Instead of firing a bunch of pellets or one big hit-scan slug, the Banshee fired this slow-moving energy projectile that would instantly kill anybody it touched, regardless of how far away they were from the person who pulled the trigger. It made it pretty tough to use in jetpack Call of Duty games, but that damage was good, and there were some people who dedicated hours upon hours to getting good with it. Definitely a high-skill weapon. And I think at this point, we are moving into the high-tier shotguns. At number 33, the Infinite Warfare Banshee. Yes, I just had a voice crack, and yes, I put two Banshees back-to-back on purpose. Even though they function very differently from one another, I think they're neck and neck in terms of overall ranking. The Infinite Warfare Banshee was the more traditional pump-action shotgun, but that damage and range was competitive, and it was one of the more consistent shotguns in the game. If you wanted a big, powerful boomstick, this was one of your main options. And if you watch part 2 of this video, it was a lot of this gun sucks, this gun's hot garbage, this gun's trash. That's not the case with this. We're getting into the good stuff right now. At number 32, the Black Ops Spaz 12. This version of the Spaz was a semi-auto, probably the most popular shotgun in that game. Pretty great DPS values because of that high rate of fire, but the wide hip-fire spread still meant you were often having to hit people 2 to 3 times before you dropped them. You could only carry 8 shells. You better have been running Sleight of Hand Pro to make sure you never got caught in your reload animation. I have a lot of nostalgia for the gun, but I think it was definitely a solid gun. And who ran around with the silencer on it? At number 31. The Modern Warfare 3 2011 USAS-12. It was unlocked by default in Modern Warfare 3, and I think it was a lot better than people realized. Solid ammo capacity, generous damage, but offset by some noticeable recoil and a very long reload animation. But the damage was there. It really wasn't hard to use. Plus, the addition of the Specialist Strike package meant a lot of its flaws would be countered by the additional perks you'd unlock along your streak. Wasn't amazing, but it was good. At number 30, the Infinite Warfare S Ravage. This was the Infinite Warfare remake of the classic Spaz 12, but named after Sandy Ravage, one of the original COD YouTubers who made a name for himself with the Spaz back in Modern Warfare 2. Yes, Ravage isn't as busted as the Modern Warfare 2 Spaz, but it was very reliable as a pump-action shotgun goes. Good range, awesome design, both nostalgic and modern at the same time. I mean, it was modern back in 2016, but you guys know what I mean. It's a good way to get into the top 30. At number 29, the Black Ops Stakeout. It was the only pump shotgun in the original Black Ops, still one of my favorites in COD history. It wasn't actually that good of a weapon, and it certainly wasn't top tier, but it was so fun to use, and it had satisfying feedback, so yeah. The firing sound was great. The one-shot kill range was fair. Ammo capacity was low, but perks would help speed it up. It was a fun gun to use, and I know, I'm pretty nostalgic for it, but I would never say that it was lower or higher. I loved it. At number 28, the Modern Warfare Remastered Rangers. They were brought back to MWR as DLC, but they were pretty different from the Modern Warfare 2 original. Instead of being secondaries, they're primaries. Instead of being a single shotgun with an akimbo option, they were akimbo by default. But I think they were pretty good. Ton of fun to use. I've said it before. Call of Duty remakes insist on adding DLC weapons. They should just play it safe. Stick to the legacy weapons. Having akimbo Rangers in this game was actually pretty cool, and they fit right in, being powerful shotties without being overpowered or overshadowed. At number 27. The Black Ops 4 SG-12. Semi-auto shotty, mainly remembered for being the one with the strobe light attachment, but it's precisely because of that attachment that it's ranked in the top 30s. And the damage, yeah. It was a very reliable secondary shotgun. Didn't do a lot of damage per shot, but it kept you mobile. It was great for finishing off weakened enemies. And again, that strobe light attachment, that was straight cheese. You may have got hated for getting killed by it, or you may have hated getting killed by it, but it was effective. At number 26, the Modern Warfare 3 2023 Haymaker. Now this version, or this new version of the 2019 Origin 12 is a much better gun. The Origin 12 had drawbacks, but the Haymaker keeps all the good things about it while also speeding up the movement, making it a lot easier to play aggressively. I think it was good. Now we've reached the top 25. Modern Warfare 2 2009, the M1014. I often forget this gun is in the game because it was so simple compared to everything else in the game. It was more or less ported over, untouched from COD 4, and a lot of people passed right over it because it's a semi-auto shotgun with 4 shells, and that wasn't appealing when compared to the juggernauts in the game, the AA-12, the Spaz-12, the Striker. Wasn't a bad gun, but not one that many people used. At number 24, the Modern Warfare 3 2011 Model 1887. Now, the models got hit with a hefty nerf from Modern Warfare 2 going into Modern Warfare 3, and I get it. This version has a much shorter one-shot kill range. Couldn't be dual-wielded, but this thing was fun. It was perfectly viable if you were a shotgun player. Not as insane as its older brother, but it was pretty balanced. At number 23, the Modern Warfare 2 2009 Striker. A lot of people actually forget the Striker was in this game, but that's not because it was bad. It was just overshadowed by good ones. But taken on its own, this thing was a very, very powerful weapon, and the fact that it was a secondary was icing on the cake. Amazing ammo capacity, great damage per shot, but it was balanced out relatively decent with high recoil and the reload animation. It wasn't as crazy as other shotguns we're going to talk about soon, but it was good. At number 22, the Vanguard Einhorn Revolving. Semi-auto shotgun got a lot of negative attention because of how powerful it could be on small maps, and I think that's more than enough to get it this higher spot on the list. The DPS was insane. The handling was great. The ammo capacity was balanced. If it carried more shells at a time or had a slightly higher fire rate, it might have cracked top 20. At number 21, the Modern Warfare 2 2009 Ranger. These double-barrel beauties were a fan favorite in akimbo mode. In single mode, they were good, but in akimbo mode, whew, I guess when you compare the Ranger to the other Modern Warfare 2 shotguns, they were weak, but that's not really a mark against the gun because Modern Warfare 2 had the most stacked lineup of shotguns in COD history. The Rangers were fun. I'd say they were high tier in the grand scheme of COD. Not quite top tier, but close. At number 20, the Vanguard Combat Shotgun. Compared to the other World War II era shotguns, I mean, it tends to be the most modern, which is also what generally makes it a good choice when it shows up in a COD game. Traditional pump shotgun. Sledgehammer made it very versatile. It was on display in Vanguard. Ton of great attachments. Base stats were pretty impressive on their own. If you wanted to use a shotgun in COD Vanguard and just wanted to have that feel of a traditional COD shotty, the combat shotgun was the best option. At number 19, the Black Ops 4 Argus. This version of the Argus kept the original tight ADS spread, insane one-shot kill range if you got good with your aim, but I don't think it was quite as good as the Black Ops 3 Argus. I mean, it did thrive. It was good. The Black Ops 4 Argus was solid, but there wasn't a lot of movement options, so didn't have nearly the potential of the cheesy clips or lobby domination. At number 18, Modern Warfare Remastered's Kamchatka 12? Hope I said that right. It's one of those DLC weapons I wasn't stoked about, but I have to be honest, and I ranked it here because I think that's where it belongs, whether I liked it or not. Full auto shotty, great ammo capacity, pretty forgiving one-shot kill range despite having that high fire rate. It was outclassed by the base shotguns, but it did have a ton of insane potential despite only having a couple attachment options. I don't know if that's a good thing. Probably not. But again, it is a top 20 all-time shotgun, whether I agreed with it being in that game or not. At number 17, the Modern Warfare 3 2011 KSG-12. You probably remember the Black Ops 2 KSG more than the Modern Warfare 3, but this one was underrated. Pump action shotgun, tight pellet spread, amazing ammo capacity, still carried an intimidating one-shot kill range. It carried some weight. Plus, there was an animation cancel that you could learn to make the fire rate something like 3 times faster than default. But it did take practice to get good. Even without the animation cancel, I mean, it was good. It was a lot better than most COD players remember. If you're still playing MW3 on Plutonium or Xbox backwards compatibility, give this thing another try. At number 16, the Black Ops Cold War Street Sweeper. I've talked about this gun in the past, and while I do think I may have been a little overly excited about it in previous videos, it's still a powerful choice, especially since it's a secondary. This is this game's version of the Striker, so you know what to expect. Semi-auto spray machine, insane damage, long reload animation to balance it out. Now, the Street Sweeper definitely made you wait a long time to load the shells one by one, but that damage, whew, it was good. It was really good. The fire rate was high, recoil relatively low, ammo capacity absurd. Yeah. I mean, if the reload animation wasn't so slow, it may have made it into the top 10. At number 15, the COD World War II combat shotgun. Like I said about the Vanguard version, the combat shotgun feels like a modern COD shotgun, but with a World War II paint job. This one, extremely strong, especially with incendiary rounds. Great rate of fire, impressive one-shot kill range, excellent movement and mobility speeds. Far and away the most popular shotty in that game. Now, granted, the other shotguns in the game sucked. But even if you took the COD World War II combat shotgun, you put it in a different Call of Duty game, it's still going to be up there. At number 14, the Infinite Warfare Rack 9. Classic style pump action shotgun, similar to the S-Ravage, but I actually think this was slightly better. I mean, it's mainly due to the quicker fire rate and the less distracting animations. This thing was forgiving with its one-shot kill range, and the ammo capacity speaks for itself. I mean, the reload animation was cool. So overall, it was reliable. It wasn't flashy, not too futuristic, but very reliable and extremely good at one-shot kills. At number 13, the Modern Warfare 2 2009 Model 1887. Now, if we're talking about the pre-patch model, it had a shot at number 1. I know that. But if we're talking about these guns as they are today, I think this is where it belongs. These shotguns are best known for their amazing damage and animations in akimbo form. And you probably know they were busted on launch day, sniping people across the map with ease. Today, it's a high-tier shotgun, but a far cry from what it was back in 2009 during the launch week or launch month of Modern Warfare 2. At number 12, the Black Ops 3 KRM 262. I've always said this gun was underrated. I stand by that today. Everybody remembers the cool reload animation, but not many people remember how insane the stats were. It had a ridiculous one-shot kill range, pretty quick fire rate for a pump-action shotgun, which made it easy to get follow-up shots if you didn't get the insta-kill. Now, there was a couple other Black Ops 3 shotguns that were better, which is probably why this one got overshadowed. But I honestly think it was a 12th best shotgun in COD history. Even if you took away the reload animation, it was still really good. At number 11, Black Ops 4's MOG 12. On its own, powerful, reliable pump action. If you put the Dragon's Breath round, arguably game-breaking. Black Ops 4 had the longer time to kill. They had the manual healing, meaning incendiary rounds were absolutely devastating because they basically guaranteed a one-shot kill in every scenario. The MOG 12 did a ton of damage on its own, but with the Dragon Breath rounds, the enemy player would get set on fire and have to hit the heal button in order to keep themselves from burning to death, which was almost never fast enough to save them. The MOG may have been a secondary shotgun, but a ton of Black Ops 4 players used it as a primary. Now we arrived at the top 10 best shotguns in COD history. At number 10, the Modern Warfare 2 2009 Spaz 12. One of the most beloved shotguns in the entire franchise. It was a freak of nature. Pump action shotgun, secondary weapon, drop people from insane distances if you're running stopping power. Had some of the best firing sounds of any COD shotgun ever. Not only was it super satisfying to use, but it was statistically an insane weapon. And after the Model 1887s got nerfed, the Spaz 12 rose to the top of the Modern Warfare 2 shotgun tier list. It's definitely a top 10, and I know some of you would have it way higher. So it kind of begs the interest of what's coming. At number 9, the Black Ops 2 Remington 870. Some of you may be surprised to see this shotgun rank so high, but I'm with it. I stand by it. When it comes to classic pump action shotguns, it has to be the best we've gotten. The fire rate was insane. The damage was incredible. The mobility was unreasonably good. And the kill animations were satisfying. I'll never forget how good it felt to hit someone point blank and watch them go flying backwards. You may disagree with it being at number 9, but I stand by it. If you don't think it deserves, go play Black Ops 2 through Plutonium. Let me know. At number 8, the Modern Warfare 2 2009 AA-12. This gun is iconic for good reason. Full auto shotty, insane ammo capacity, could kill with a single shot up close, despite having tons of ammo and a high fire rate. Yes, you would burn through your ammo quickly, but that's what the scavenger perk is for. The 2009 AA-12 was a blueprint for every full auto shotgun that would come after, and it deserves to be right here. At number 7, the Modern Warfare 2019 R90. Super unique, widely hated, I know, but it was hated because it was good. The power per shot on this thing was up there. Fire rate made it even better. I would argue this was one of the best shotguns in COD history. Some of you may think it was a tad too far to put it here, but I don't. At number 6, the Modern Warfare 3 2011 Striker. Once again, many of you probably know this, but the Striker was completely broken when the game launched. It was nerfed after a few weeks, but even after the patch, it was still the best shotgun in the game. The ammo capacity and damage per shot was way too strong to ignore, and I think this was the first time that a Call of Duty game really unleashed the power of spray and pray for shotguns. So it's not as good as it once was, but whew. And now we arrive at the top 5. The Black Ops 3 Argus. This is one of the most unique weapons in COD history, and the clips that people got were nothing short of amazing. When firing from the hip, it was your standard buckshot, but when you aim down the sights, the pellets tightened up so that it was basically turning into a slug, giving it an insane one-shot kill range and allowed you to drop people from stupid distances. It was certainly a high-skill weapon, but it was worth it. You wanted to get good with this. I mean, you did. There were very few counters to you in Black Ops 3 with this. You could dominate every lobby, and the reload animation, the little disc thing coming out, was just awesome. At number 4, the Infinite Warfare M2187. Futuristic remake of the Model 1887. Yes, you could run them in akimbo. In fact, this akimbo version was one of the best guns in Infinite Warfare. No, I'm not joking. Most of you probably missed this gun altogether because it was added so late in the life cycle. These things are incredible. And of all the classic gun remakes in that game, these are the best. They were a freak of nature. I wouldn't have it any other way because if you're going to remake the Model 1887, you better make it insanely powerful, and they did. It's at number 4, and I'm not sorry. At number 3, the Black Ops Cold War Gallo SA-12. This was the Black Ops Cold War version of the Spaz-12, but it was semi-automatic like it was in Black Ops 1 instead of being a pump action like most COD games. The Gallo not only had a great fire rate and pretty low recoil, but the damage per shot was insane, and there was ways to get one-shot kills as well, despite it being a secondary weapon. But even if you didn't get a one-shot kill, you just have to hit the target one more time to drop them. Maybe a hot take? I think it's top 3. The damage was nuts, the fire rate was great, and the fact that it was a secondary instead of a primary meant you could always have it in your back pocket. Yeah. And does anybody else remember Fast and Furious, where he's asking him, what kind of motor should I put in there, a Gallo 12 or Gallo 24 or whatever? I always think about this gun. At number 2, the Black Ops 3 205 Brecci. You hated it, I hated it, we all hated it, but we hated it because it was so good. Semi-auto shotgun, super generous range, massive magazine, very quick reload animation. You could just jump around and keep hitting the right trigger over and over again, racking up kill after kill. Treyarch never nerfed it for reasons I'll never understand to this day. If you boot up Black Ops 3, you'll find people zipping around spraying with the Brecci. And as you all know, when one person breaks out the Brecci, everybody else breaks out the Brecci, and we have a Brecci party. Thankfully, I do think there was one other shotgun in COD history that was even better and way more dignified. We've made it. We started at 78, and we are down to 1. At number 1 of ranking every COD shotgun in COD history, the Black Ops 2 KSG. God tier shotgun. Basically a mini sniper. Super hard to use, really frustrating to get good with, but once you figured out the secret sauce and got good at snapping onto targets, it was unbeatable. The one-shot kill range on the KSG was absurd, and even though some other shotguns in COD history were easier to use, may have been overpowered, I think the KSG has the most potential, and that's what gets it the number 1 spot. So no, it couldn't spray and pray, and no, it didn't have an insane pellet spread, but what it did have was the most insane one-shot kill range in COD shotgun history. And even though it demanded a lot of practice, it was still capable of more dominant matches than any other shotgun in the franchise. And for those reasons, I put it at number 1. Let me know where you guys agree. Let me know where you disagree. Let me know if you watched the entire thing, both videos, both parts. Let me know what you want me to rank next, and I'll see you soon.